The day the world stood still. The moon landing, 1969, July 20th, 1969. A day when the world stopped turning, just for a moment, and looked up at the moon. For centuries, it was a distant light in the night sky, a symbol of mystery, poetry, and impossibility. But on this day, humanity was about to set foot on it. The space race. The journey to the moon wasn't born out of peace, it was born out of rivalry. In the 1960s, the world was divided by the Cold War. The United States and the Soviet Union were locked in a race, not just for power, but for technological dominance. In 1961, President John F. Kennedy made a bold promise. We choose to go to the moon, not because it is easy, but because it is hard. Those words set into motion one of the greatest human endeavors ever attempted. The challenge ahead. The task was almost impossible. The technology didn't exist. The risks were astronomical, literally. NASA engineers had to invent everything: the spacecraft, the suits, the computers, even the math. Each mission before Apollo 11, from Mercury to Gemini, was a step in a long climb toward the impossible. Behind every astronaut were 400,000 people working tirelessly, scientists, technicians, and dreamers, all racing against time and fear. Launch day, July 16, 1969, Cape Kennedy, Florida. The world watched as a massive Saturn V rocket, taller than a 36-story building, prepared to carry three men beyond the Earth's atmosphere: Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, Michael Collins. As the countdown echoed across the base, few could truly grasp the danger they faced. When the engines ignited, the ground shook, and with it, humanity's limits. The journey through space for 3 days, Apollo 11 soared through the void, a tiny capsule crossing nearly 400,000 kilometers of emptiness. Michael Collins stayed aboard the command module, orbiting the moon alone, the most isolated human in history. Meanwhile, Armstrong and Aldrin descended toward the lunar surface in the Eagle lander. And then, a problem. The onboard computer was overloaded. Too many tasks at once. Warnings flashed. Buzz Aldrin read them aloud. Mission control went silent, but Guidance Officer Steve Bales made the call. "We're go on that alarm." It was a gamble, one that would define history. The landing Armstrong took manual control. Fuel was running low. He navigated over boulders and craters, searching desperately for a flat spot. With less than 30 seconds of fuel left, he found it. The Eagle touched down, and then those immortal words crackled through millions of radios and televisions. "Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed." The control room erupted. The world held its breath. One small step. At 10:56 p.m. Eastern Time, Neil Armstrong descended the ladder. Cameras broadcast the ghostly black and white image lived to over 600 million people around the world, the largest audience in history at the time. He paused, looked down at the powdery lunar surface, and said, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." In that instant, humanity became a spacefaring species. For the first time, we stood on another world. The world watches, from cities to villages, from radios in jungles to televisions in skyscrapers. The world watched together. For a fleeting moment, borders and conflicts faded. This wasn't just an American triumph, it was our triumph, a reminder that human curiosity and courage can overcome even the impossible. The return and legacy. The crew returned to Earth as heroes, forever etched into history. But the true legacy of Apollo 11 isn't just about footprints on the moon. It's about what humanity can achieve when we dare to dream and work together to make those dreams real. Half a century later, those footprints still rest undisturbed in the lunar dust, a quiet reminder that on July 20th, 1969, the world stood still and looked up.